Dr. Corkill has a method programmed onto the IR. All you need to do is push button 1, and you'll see on here 372 organic 1. You push 1 again, and that will start a background in the IR. Wait until you see that this says ready, not scan. Then you can take your salt plates, open this, put them in here, close, and that says proceed, and it's next to button 6, so you push button 6. Again, wait until it says ready. Then you can push Shift and Z, which will give you a comment screen. You put it in the X. And then you can type in your initials, the experiment, or the date, or the compound, whatever you'd like to make a comment about, and then push enter. This IR marks the peaks for you, so all you have to do is push plot, not print, plot. The printer does take a little bit of time, but as long as you see a green flashing light, then you're fine. Just be patient. And now we have our spectra. For this IR, Dr. Corkill also has a method programmed into it, and you just use the soft keys, push method, and for this one, 372 organic 1 is over here, so you push the second one, and that will start your background. You know that it's working if you see the little clock right here, and you need to wait until it says ready, not scan. So there's your background. Now you can take your salt plates, put them in the machine, close, and proceed is right here, so you push proceed. Here's your spectra. The first thing you do is make a comment, so again you'll push Shift and Z for comment, and you come up here and you can put it in the X. This one does not have a keyboard like the other IR does, so you have to use the soft keys up here. It makes it a little more tricky, but if you know how to text message, you should know how to do this. So once you're done labeling, just push enter. This IR does not mark the peaks for you like the other IR, so you have to mark them manually. To do this, you push Shift and then peaks. That will allow your cursor to go from one peak to the next. Start from one side or the other and push Shift, mark. Then go over to the next peak, Shift, mark, over, Shift, mark, and so on. You don't need to mark any of the peaks below 1500, and sometimes trivial peaks don't need to be marked as well, such as the peak in between these two. It's kind of up to you which ones you want to mark. If you get a peak at 2530, that's a CO2 peak, and you don't need to mark that. After you've marked the peaks that you'd like to mark, you need to hit Shift, the cursor, That will allow your cursor to just be moved back and forth across the screen. Then push the over button and leave your cursor at about 3000. Once your cursor is on 3000, you need to get a piece of paper and put it in the plotter. Make sure that it's lined up all the way to the white line and push the button next to the arrow. It should be the second white button. That will load your paper into the plotter. Then come back to your IR and push plot, not print, plot. After the plotter is done printing, you push the same button to release your paper as you did to load it, the second white button. And now you have your spectra. This is what the drift looks like. Only your professor can put the drift into the machine. Your professor will also take a background for you of the KVR, so you don't have to do it yourself. Take your KVR palette, open up the IR, and you'll see a little disc that says pull. Pull that open, and there will be a slot to stick the metal piece in, and you push it back in. Close that. Next, push the green scan button and come up to the soft key and push 16. That will scan your compound 16 times. And again, you'll see the little timer, and you wait till it says ready before you do the next step. To put this into the form that you normally see, you need to push Shift and the KM button, and then execute, which is the soft key all the way to the right. Next, you need to push the ABEX button, the auto soft key, which is all the way to the left, and once again, execute. Then you're ready to add your comment like you did before. Shift, Z, X. And now you can mark your peaks and hit plot to print out your spread.